Rolling like a ball is classified as a basic Pilates exercise, but in actual fact, it is rather difficult to understand and implement. Additionally, it has always been challenging medical science's perspective on the function of the vertebrae and disc. The difficulties of this exercise are based on the following facts. 1. The human body is not by nature a round object, so to make it move likewise requires a high level of knowledge and understanding. 2. The human body is not wired to move backwards. Consequently, any movement backwards triggers a certain level of uncertainty. 3. The body is placed in a narrow base of support which triggers the fear of falling. 4. The relationship between the thighs and the hip joint is rather challenging. Now, before we attempt to iron out these facts, so to speak, we need to ask a very few important questions. 1. How can we make our body that is not shaped like a ball move like a ball? 2. At which point of the rolling do we need to apply a shock in order to be able to maintain and control the dynamics of the movement? 3. How do we counteract and overcome the down force of gravity in the down and upwards roll? We will answer these questions after we have shed some light on the mechanics and principles that govern rolling like a ball. Rolling like a ball means rolling like a ball with control instead of rolling like a ball with momentum. The control comes from the power engine and not from the back of the neck. So, the ineffective way of doing this exercise would be by using the momentum, which means that the roll down is initiated by moving the upper back, and the roll up is initiated by using the head, which additionally causes a sinking into the chest. This way of rolling like a ball creates pressure in the vertebral disc due to the unstable motion of the spine, which is also the reason why the Surgeon General claimed that this exercise is bad for the back. However, the effective way of rolling like a ball would be to roll down by using the power engine to fix the rib cage to the pelvis and to roll back up without tilting the pelvis forward, meaning without moving the pelvic bone away from the navel. Hereby, the only power used to roll down and up is that of the power engine, which supports the movement by initiating the contraction of the gluteus and the shoulder girdle stabilizer. In other words, the control of rolling comes from the core stability via the power engine, which connects the pelvis to the rib cage on the down roll, and the shoulder girdle stabilizes to the gluteus on the up roll. Consequently, if this connection is achieved successfully, then there'll be no space between the sacrum and the mat, and the rolling can be suspended at any point of the trajectory effortlessly. And now to our important questions. How do we make our body that is not shaped like a ball move like a ball? Well, we do this by activating the deep muscle corset system and the gluteus in order to lift the pelvis into a functional posterior tilt before we start the process of rolling. Then we press the ribcage down to the pelvis via the shoulder girdle stabilizers in order to create a convexity in the lower back. At which point of the rolling must we apply the shock in order to be able to maintain and control the dynamics of the movement? There are two places where the manifestation of energy undergoes a certain change. On the way down to the mat, the energy decelerates. And on the way up, the energy accelerates. So, a control shock needs to be applied at these two places in order to avoid a hard fall onto the mat on the way down and getting stuck on the way up. How do we counteract and overcome the forces of gravity in the process of rolling? We do this by using the deep muscle corset system and the shoulder girdle stabilizers in order to connect the pelvis to the rib cage to one functional unity. Pilates, where movement becomes a meditation in thought, speech, and action.